Hello there. Okay, so we're ready to start our English lesson today. So we're going to start on lesson 7 because I believe that's where your mom said that you'll let off. So I hope I understood her right. So either way, we're going to practice on that. But before we get started on it, I'm going to try to keep this really short. I don't want it to be a long lesson, none of them. But I want to real quickly kind of go over and review with you what you've learned so far in this first chapter. You've been talking about the different kinds of sentences there are and the difference between a sentence and a fragment, because a sentence is going to have a subject and a predicate. It's going to have a complete thought about one thing, and a fragment does not have that. Then you learned about declarative and imperative and exclamatory and interrogative sentences and those types of things. I hope you have that down pretty well. And then you talked about, let's see, what were the other things? Then you learned about the simple subject of a sentence and then the simple predicate of the sentence. Well, today we're going to kind of learn, we're going to take what we know from simple subjects and simple predicates, and we're going to kind of put it together and we're going to do something new. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and do that. So if you'll look in your English book, go ahead and open it up to page 13. We're going to be doing pages 13 and 14 today. So if you'll have those pages out and ready and have you a pencil ready to go. So what we're going to do is I'm going to change the screen. You're going to be seeing a different screen, and I'm going to be typing some sentences and asking you some questions, and we're going to do something kind of fun, okay? All right, let's get started. Okay, so here's the screen that you're probably going to see pretty often. See, I can make marks and stuff, and I can write things and stuff like that. So that's what I'll be doing on this, okay? All right, so what we're going to do first is we're going to play something kind of, not really a game. We're just going to do something silly. So what I want you to do is I want you to think of a subject, of a complete subject. Remember, the subject of a sentence is who or what the sentence is about. Now, I'll give you an example, like the big cow or the happy rabbit or something like that. So don't use mine, but you choose a subject and just say it kind of to yourself, just kind of say it out loud. And then because I can't hear you, so then I'm going to come up with a predicate, and we're going to put it together, and we're going to see how silly it sounds, because it's probably going to be a silly sentence. Okay, ready? Okay, so you think about a subject. Go ahead and say it to yourself.
Mom, I got pee.
Okay, did you say something to yourself? Did you say a subject to yourself? Okay, so here goes my predicate. Are you ready? Jumped over the fence. See, I don't know what your subject was, but did your subject and my predicate sound funny? Whatever you said, and then I said it jumped over the fence. Okay, let's do it again. So I'm going to think of a subject, and then you're going to say a predicate, okay? But you got to think of the predicate first, okay? Because if I say it first, then you're going to do something that makes sense, and we don't want it to make sense. So you think of a predicate. Remember, the predicate part has the verb in it, and it tells what it did or it tells something about it. Can you think of a predicate? Okay, I'm guessing that you got a predicate. Okay, so I'm going to go and say a subject. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. The hard bed. Did our sentence go together, or was it funny? I bet it was so funny. I wish I could have heard it. Okay. All right, so I'm going to put a sentence up here, but I'm going to do it this way. So let me move this up here. I wish I had a better way to do this, but I'm not smart enough to do all that kind of stuff on the computer. But that's okay. All right, let me see. Let's go ahead and type this sentence. My best friend owns a horse. That's our sentence. All right. So can you look at that sentence and tell me the complete subject and the complete predicate? Now, it's easier if you find the predicate first, because the predicate usually has a verb in it, a word that shows action or tells something about it. Okay? How about owns a horse? Owns a horse. And then you say, to find the subject, you say, Who or what owns a horse? My best friend. Okay, we generally underline the predicate 2 times though. I don't know that they've showed you how to do that just yet. So, my best friend, this is your subject part of the sentence, your complete subject, and this is your complete predicate because this tells about the best friend. All right, now we're going to do another sentence right quick. Let's pull this over here. Pull this over here. Okay, so here's our next sentence. And it says, whoa. I swim in the deep end of the pool. There's our sentence right there. All right, so let's look at this. What's the complete subject and the complete predicate? And then we need to draw a line between there. Can you find the verb, the word that shows an action, something that they did? How about swim in the deep end of the pool? This right here is the whole complete predicate. So that means this is our complete subject, just one itty bitty tiny word. This is your complete subject. Now, is it a noun or a pronoun? This is a pronoun, okay? If it were a noun, it would be like Caden or Bobby or something like that. But this is a pronoun because it takes the place of that. All right. Now, the simple predicate would be just swim. That's our simple predicate. And our simple subject would be this. So, I swim would be your simple subject and your simple predicate. Okay? All right. Let us do another sentence here. Actually, you know what we're going to do? We're going to take all this off. And we're going to do this because I've got several things up here to write. All right. Now, all right. Here's our next sentence. There's 2 of them. All right, here we go. First sentence. Leah Myers jumped off the diving board. The diving board is high. What's the complete subject now, the complete predicate of this sentence? Can you tell me? Okay, jumped off the diving board is your complete predicate. Leah Myers is your complete subject. So we're going to put a line. Whoop, I got to put it on here. We're going to put a line right there. Okay, that shows us that our subject is over here and our predicate is over here. All right, what is the simple predicate over here? The simple predicate. Remember, that's just the main word, jumped. So we're going to underline it twice. Now, to find the simple subject, you say, who or what jumped? Leah Myers. That's our complete and our simple subject, isn't it? Now, the simple subject includes the whole thing in her name because this is one person. So it belongs together. All right. So the simple predicate is jumped. The simple subject is Leah Myers. Now, what about this sentence? We're going to put the line here. Okay. The simple predicate is. Who or what is? Board. Okay, so this is your simple subject and this is your simple predicate. Now, the verb, this is a verb. It doesn't show action because you can't is. Have you ever ised before? I've never ised. No, you can't is. That's not an action verb, is it? That's what we call a linking verb because it links board to high. It links it together, you know, like a chain. You've ever seen a chain? And it has all the link, you know, like a chain has all these links like this. I can't draw very good. but it has all these little circle things that are linked together. Well, that's what a linking verb does. It links together. It tells what something is or was or something, okay? That's why it's called a linking verb. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do something called diagramming. Now a diagram, a sentence diagram just shows how words in a sentence relate to one another. So it kind of helps you to understand a sentence a lot better than if you just look at it. So here's how we're gonna do this first sentence right here. We're gonna diagram this sentence. So the way you do that is you're gonna draw a straight line this way, and then you're gonna put a line here. Then you're gonna take the simple predicate and you're going to put it right here. And then you're going to take the simple subject and you're going to put it over here. The whole thing that goes with it. There we are. We have diagrammed the subject and the verb of the first sentence. Okay? All right. So the simple predicate is always written over here, and the simple subject is always written over here. And you always want to make sure that this line goes all the way through it, like that, okay? It's very important. Now let's go ahead and do this one. Okay, so if we're going to draw a line, we're going to diagram the second sentence. Okay, the simple predicate is, and the simple subject is board. This kind of board is like a diving board, as you can see in the sentence. It's spelled different than another board. Okay, so that's how you diagram a sentence, all right? The word over here is going to be your simple predicate. The word over here is going to be your simple subject. All right, very good. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to take a look at your page. Can you look at your page? Page 13. Can you look down at that? I'm not going to put me back on the screen, but I'm still here. So let's look at the very top of this page. You see that big yellow box up there? So a diagram of a sentence shows how the words in the sentence relate to each other. And there it has. It has your line like this, and then it has simple over here written in red. Simple. Just writing it to help you remember. I'm just going to abbreviate if that's okay with you, because it's hard for me to do it with this thing. Simple predicate goes over here, and on this side would be your simple subject. Woo. Simple subject goes right there. All right, so that's how you do that. All right, and then it gives you some examples right there at the very top of your page. My grandmother's hat is blue. You see how they diagram that? That first they divided the sentence with this long line right in between in the sentence. And then they would underline the simple predicate 2 times and the simple subject once. And then they put it on the line just like this. Okay, you see the guided practice? Let's look at that right quick. Look at number 1. The instructions tell us first to draw a line between the complete subject and the complete predicate. And then write the simple subject and the simple predicate on the line. So let's see if we can do that. I want to make sure you understand this really, really well. So I'm going to go ahead and just with a few of these, I'm going to help make sure that you understand this before I turn you over to let you do the assignment, okay? All right, so your first sentence is, most beets are dark red or purple. Let's make this, put this over here. Okay, so now it tells us the first thing that it tells us to do. Now, on this page, this is what you're going to do on your assignment page on the next page, okay? What it tells us to do first is to draw a line between the complete subject and the complete predicate. So let's find the predicate. That's usually easy. Let's see, most beets are dark red or purple. Are is a verb. Remember, it's a linking verb. So that means our line goes here. This is our complete predicate. Are dark red or purple, and most beets is your complete subject. Remember that? Okay, so now what we're going to do, it tells us after we've done that, it says it wants you to diagram it. So it gives you a line where you can do it. Okay, so what are we going to put on this side? are. You're going to put your simple predicate, which is the verb. Who or what are beets? Okay, so this is how the first one will look. If you're on the right page, it's on page 13. This is the way it's going to look. Make sure you do your number 1 this way, okay? All right, so let's do number 2. Now, if I move too fast, you can always pause this, okay? Look at number 2. Sugar beet roots look white. First, we need to put the line between the complete subject and the complete verb. Where's the verb? Look. So your line should go between roots and look. Okay, so now right underneath number 2, where we're going to diagram that, you should have on the right hand side, it should be this way. Look will be on this way, on this side, because this is where your simple predicate goes. And roots go over here because that's your simple subject. Okay, good. All right, let's do number 3. They grow for 5 months. Where's the verb, the predicate? Did you say grow? If you did, you're correct. So put a line between they and grow. And then diagramming it should be really easy. Grow is on the right and they is on the left. Very good. Can you pause this while you finish 4, 5, 6, and 7, and then we're going to check it. Okay, I hope you finished number 4, 5, 6, and 7. All right, so on number 4, these plants like rain and sunshine. So your line should have been between plants and like. And your diagram would be like on the right, plants on the left. Okay, on number 5, farmers plant beets in the spring. Your line should be between farmers and plant. And on the right side would be plant, on the left would be farmers. Now, if you missed any of these, just mark them out and make them correct. On number 6, harvest comes in the fall. There should be a line between harvest and comes. And then comes is on the right side and harvest is on the left. And number 7, factories process the beets into sugar. There should be a line between factories and process. And then there should be process on the right and factories on the left. I hope you understood that okay. All right, so with that being said, would you look at page 14 in your book? Okay, so on 1 through 8, you're going to do the same thing that you just did on this page over here. And then at the bottom of the page, you have apply and write. So before you start, let's look and see what that says. It says, write a sentence about something sweet you like to eat. Underline the simple subject once and the simple predicate twice. So I'm going to go ahead and help you with that part of it. So I'm going to write a sentence about something sweet that I like to eat, and then I'm going to diagram it. And remember, you have to do this, but you have to do your own sentence, okay? Okay. I like to eat ice cream. Yum. I sure do. All right, so now I'm going to put my line right here because this is my subject and this is my predicate. And then I'm going to go ahead and diagram my sentence. Ta-da! There's my sentence. Okay, so that's what you should do at the bottom for yourself, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and let you go ahead and stop this. And for your assignment, go ahead and finish page 14. And I'm probably going to give you a grade on it to see how well you did, okay? All right, that's all for today.